Hey, welcome back to another White Sponge live stream. My name is David, and as usual, I will be your host for today's live stream. So, let's enjoy today's session and let's start working on our new enemy for the Meta World. So, let's jump right back to it. By going back to Photoshop. Okay, so when we design a new enemy or new character, we always come up with a few versions so that we can quickly prototype the designs for the character and decide if one version suits or the other version does not. Okay, so to continue from where we left off last weekend. Okay, so this is the second version of our new enemy, the shield drone. Okay, and as always, we'll have a zoom in and zoom out version. Okay, so that we can see how the design looks like while in the game. Okay, so for today's live stream, we will be spending most of our time here in Photoshop. So if you have anything that you wish to chat about while we are painting pixels here, okay, definitely go ahead, as we can chat about just anything under the sky while the pixels painting is going on. Okay, so as mentioned before, we might not use the first or second version, since that is always the most crappy version. Or that is usually the most crappy version. Okay, not always, but most of the time. Okay, so for this version, we'll create something slightly different for its eyes. Okay, so for its eyes, okay, we'll create a diamond looking shape. Okay, let's create something that is rather similar to its body shape. And yes, as promised, there will be another build today, which will most likely contain an early preview, okay, of the meta world. So when I say early preview, it's without its visual background, because we still have not designed the background for it yet. Okay, so look forward to that as well. Okay, so for the eyes, okay, we can move it towards the right. Okay, it might be easier for us to do this instead. Or maybe this. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we have a zoom out version here and a zoom in version here. Okay, so when we move the eye around, okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see how we can improve on the design of this enemy. Okay, so as I was saying previously, okay, we might not use this version even though we are spending some time on it. Okay, so it's better to use or rather scrap crappy designs instead of changing it later. Hey, what's up, Snowdrop? Thanks for joining today's White Sponge livestream. Okay, how was your weekend? Okay, so for now this is version 2. So let's duplicate this group and call it version 3. Okay, and let's remove the rest of the layers. Okay, and start with the base design. So I kind of like the squarish diamond shape of the body. Okay, but for version 3 we are going to refine it to make it better. Okay, so for this shape, we are going to modify it slightly. So somewhere around the center portion here, we will erase this portion here. Okay, and we will change this to this. Or maybe just this. Okay, same goes for here. So this is just trying out different ways of design a possible shield drone. Okay, so top right base. So to complement this main body, okay, let's create smaller bodies that float around the main. Okay, the main body. So the version 3 will consist of a design that has multiple bodies. So it is still a robot, but a robot that consists of multiple parts that are not totally connected to its body. So that means while it's in defending mode, okay, the 4 shields around it will move in front of it and defend it. So as suspected or expected, this enemy will be rather big. So we just have to make sure that it isn't too tall. Okay, 1, 2, 5. Okay, so it's rather tall, so we are going to change its height. Oh, and the shields on the top left and right have to be moved down. Okay, so when the shield drone is in defending mode, okay, the 4 shields will move. Let's see. Okay, bottom right shield. Okay, bottom left shield. Okay, top left shield. and top right shoe. Okay, so when it is in defending mode, okay, the shoe will move in front of it, so to somewhere around here. Okay, bottom left shoe. Okay, and the bottom right shoe. Okay, so the 4 small shoe particles will join up and become a huge shoe when it's in defending mode. Okay, and then the 2, 3, 4, yeah. Okay, so this enemy is rather dynamic in the sense that okay, part of his body will separate from his main body and form a shield in front of it in whichever direction you are attacking from. So it's more interesting than, say, just having an invisible shield appearing in front of the enemy. Okay, so version 3 is starting to look good. So we might use this, or we might create another version that is a more refined version of version 3. Okay, we'll just wait for Photoshop to stop lagging. Okay, finally. Okay, let's create a new layer and call it shield pixels, or rather shield base. So we could have here and 3 here and 1, 2, 3 here, here. Okay, so when the 4 square parts of the body form up, okay, and connect to each other, these 4 small little bits will appear, and together they will form the shield. Okay, so the shield drone is a rather straightforward enemy, okay, but its body parts will be able to separate from its main body and then form up in front of it to become a shield.